I was president of the auxiliary in 1977 and 1978. Oh, I loved it. It was so much fun. I had a wonderful board. We just synced. It was really terrific. I had been on Marley Knowles' board in 1976 as treasurer, and things were a lot smaller at the yacht club at that time. None of us worked. Most of us did a lot of sailing, and we had time to have our meetings in the morning, and then we would have lunch together. So it was a lot of fun. The club was probably a little smaller and a little bit different in 1972 to 1978, let's say, when those years when I was really super active. The club was smaller. We had a small boat, and then we got a little bit bigger boat to race in that IOR race. Everybody just seemed to be on the dock, and I don't know, we just seemed to be a smaller, fun group. Well, I don't know that I asked to be president. I had been treasurer, and I just, nominating committee asked me to do it, and I said, sure. I was sailing with my husband, and we were members of the yacht club, and it was a ladies group. I just joined. We were all members of the auxiliary. It's really fun. I just love the camaraderie. I mean, and we did a lot for the club at the time. I think that we expanded women's sailing, and we took on the entertainment committee. When I was treasurer for Marley Knowles, the board made a vote and decided to give us the budget for the entertainment committee. It was a big deal. We were putting on the Commodore's Ball and the Christmas party and all that without any control of the budget. So they gave us the money, and the amount was $9,000. I think now the budget they get is $50,000 or something. So it was really huge. It was a huge compliment to our capabilities. We were thrilled about it. Well, the club is a great part of my life. It's been almost, 45, almost 50 years since 1972. So I love sailing, and just the friends that I've made, and it's just a part of my life. I love it. I hope it continues to grow and thrive the way it has. I can't see anything but good things. They've had wonderful fundraisers, and they support junior sailing and the Belvedere Cove Foundation, and I think it's just a wonderful organization. I think that anybody who becomes a president of this group is probably been chosen because they're outgoing, and they're good with people and friendly and upbeat. I mean, I think it's just has to be a joyful time. I don't remember it being difficult, frankly. It was really a fun, easy job. The most rewarding thing was the friendships that I've made, and I've kept for all these years. My relationship to sailing and what it means to me is huge. I had never knew how to sail. When I met my husband, he had a 23-foot Ranger 23, and he raced it in the ocean. And I did not know how to sail. Every Saturday morning, we were members of Mora, and we'd go out on this little boat out to the Loans and down to Half Moon Bay and up to Bodega Bay, and I mean it was rough in the weekends. It was tough, but I learned how to sail that way, and then we raced Friday night races. And I remember one time I had Tommy Blackhaller helping me helm in the Friday night races because I was such a newbie, and it was really great. I mean, he was such an icon. And then we got our 30-foot one-off, this ROR boat, and I took to that pretty quickly. At the time, we lived in Sausalito, and I was really disturbed that more women weren't sailing. I think that was one of the things that I did notice. And I went to Latitude 38, which was a fairly new publication at the time, and I asked them if I could write a column on women in sailing. So for about 5 or 6 years, I think, I wrote this column about women sailing on the bay and what women could do to get more involved with sailing. And one of the things I always said was to sit, when you're on a sailboat, sit close to the guy on the helm, and then when he gets up to go to the head, you just move over and take the helm. That was one of my tricks. And anything you can do, coil a rope, help with the cleanup, whatever you can do. And that was my way of really getting involved with sailing and getting women more, used to it.